All right, welcome to the first in another 5-part series from Team Tufas. Today we're doing this series, we're going to be doing a lot of things. We're going to focus our movements on specific areas of the body or specific muscle groups to be a little bit more focused than the last series, which was a little bit more of a all-encompassing conditioning class. We're also going to be doing a little thing that's been floating around in my head for a while, which has been to talk a little bit about climbing culture and the people who we see in climbing culture. So I'm gonna start this session off with just a little bit of background in who are the climbers that make up our climbing community. And yes, so according to an American Alpine Club survey, their State of Climbing report in 2019, 85% of climbers were white and 72% of climbers were white males. So basically what we see in this report is what we've known about climbing all along. It's not a very diverse sport, however we may like to see it. And the possibilities for inclusion and are really great in our sport. Because at its core, climbing is a sport that is about personal strength and personal feelings towards movement, which anyone can have, not just white males. So we're going to start off this session with highlighting a climber who I think is an amazing and inspiring person. And at the beginning of each of our sessions during this next 5-part session, we're going to be highlighting a different climber. There'll be links in the description below so you can check out videos of them climbing. You can read articles, you can read or hear really nice interviews with those climbers, and it'll just give you some inspiring content to look at while we're basically stuck inside and not climbing. So the first climber I'd like to talk about is Sabrina Chapman. And I'm going to just read a small section from this article written about Sabrina Chapman from the website Melanin Basecamp. And this article is linked in the description below. Sabrina Chapman's family is originally from Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. But she and her brothers were raised in Hamilton, Ontario, in Canada. She originally ran track as a kid and started climbing when she was 26 years old, which is really old in the climbing world these days, where most of the times kids are starting as young as 5 to compete. But she really shows that you can climb at an advanced elite level no matter when you start. She was drawn to rock climbing because it allowed her to push limits physically and mentally. And there was something about the mind-body connection that always fascinated her. It wasn't enough to be mentally strong or physically fit. To achieve peak performance, your mind and body have to work together. Sabrina is a sport or route climbing climber based in Toronto now, and she works on climbing projects throughout the US and Canada. There are very few women sport climbers in her local climbing community and fewer climbing at her level. None look like her. Right now, Sabrina is working on a project called Titan, and she is That is a 14A route. So she is at the elite level. She's an awesome climber. I really encourage you to read these articles about her and watch some of the videos of her climbing, because she's strong and inspiring, and it's really awesome to watch. All right, so stay tuned for next week, where we will introduce you to yet another amazing climber for your viewing enjoyment. So today's focus is going to be arms, shoulders, fingers, and wrists. So we're going to be focusing on the top of our bodies. Really important for climbing, especially now that we're not climbing. There's a lot of small stabilizing muscles in our arms and our wrists and our fingers and our shoulders that we maybe don't use because we're not actively holding our body weight. It's hard to replicate body weight exercises with our fingers and wrists without having a hangboard or a climbing wall, but we're going to do the best we can. So today you will need a water bottle full of water, so it's kind of heavy, preferably something you can hold comfortably in your hand. If it's too wide, it'll be hard to hold, so something a little bit thinner. And a chair, just a regular chair. We're going to be using that later on. All right, we're going to start, as always, though, with our warm-up. So find a nice spot on a mat or on the floor. And we're going to start with some breathing. And we're really going to focus today on centering in. And you can kind of think about a couple of things as you breathe. One of the things I want you to think about is how your body feels. Especially in the current climate, there's a lot of stress going around, and that fastens itself in your body no matter how involved or not involved you are. So we are going to just try to identify those areas and acknowledge that they're there. We're not trying to get rid of them. We're just trying to see them and feel them, and just release the tension a little bit. I am going to turn on the air conditioning in here, so I will try to speak very loud. There's also construction going on upstairs, so bear with me here. I will try to speak loud. Please. All right. Go ahead and find a nice seated position. You can lay down if you want to. You can sit. You can stand. And we're going to just start with some breathing. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Really focus on bringing your breath to relax the areas of your body where a lot of tension is often stored up. That can be your face, all these muscles in our face. We're using them all the time. We're not always aware that they're tense. So really focus on relaxing your face, your neck, and your shoulders. It's really easy to just have all of this stuff building up on your shoulders. So really focus on just relaxing those. right. Moving into our spine, we're going to continue to open up our spine a little bit in the ways that we've done in the past sessions as well. So we're going to start, if these are our vertebrae, we're going to start with this twisting motion. Just going to do a really gentle twist. Just let the natural momentum of your arms kind of carry your body into this twist. You don't need to push. Good. The next motion, this twist, we're going to do the side to side. We're just going to reach over, kind of just go back and forth. All right, our next is forwards and backwards. So go ahead and find a nice stable standing position. We're going to start with our hands up. We're going to just kind of fall, curl, one vertebrae at a time down to the floor. And then we're going to curl back, one vertebrae at a time, up and back. And do your forward fall. Back up. Back. When you go down, you can tuck your neck. That begins to curl all the way up at the very top of your spine. And do 2 more of these. All right. Now we're going to add a couple of those together, in addition to waking up some motion in our hips and our thighs. So we're going to go ahead and take a wide stance with your feet past hip distance. We start with our arms above us. We're going to reach over to the side, to a squat, and go back. So we'll really get that side stretch. Swing forward, side stretch. Here I'm bending back just a little bit. And switch directions. Two more. Good. All right. We're going to move into our full body stretches. We're going to start at the top of our head. We're going to start with some neck rolls. Don't forget to kind of focus on your breath throughout these, either matching movements to your breath or just making sure to focus on breathing through areas that maybe feel a little bit stiffer. Go ahead and switch directions. Good. We're going to do another kind of neck roll. This one's a little harder, but we're going to try to keep our shoulders, our hips, and our feet planted in the same spot. And we're going to try to do a neck rotation. We don't want to turn our head and go around. Our head is facing forward. The whole time, we're trying to press our head forward and then bring it back. And go to the sides. So kind of hard to do. It's easier if you're looking in a mirror and you can really see. Switch directions. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with our upper body. So we're moving from the central point that's our sternum, or the breastbone here. And we're going to do the same thing. So forward, really back, really forward to the side, back, trying to do this without moving our hips. So our breastbone is forward to the side, it goes back. Again, this is tricky, so don't worry if other things end up moving. We're going to just try to do these isolated rotations. Switch direction. Last but not least, we're going to do the same thing, but this time it's only our hips moving. So to the side, forward, side, and back. And when we go back, we don't want to tip our pelvis at all. We want our pelvis to stay flat so that it's not tipping, it's just moving back. If it helps, you can put your hands on your hip bones, and you should be able to feel then if you're tipping your pelvis, you'll feel your hip bones shift position. So they should stay pretty much flat. We don't want to move the rest of our body, just our hips. Switch directions. Good. All right, moving down, do our shoulder rotations. Really as high up as you can, then press them back and really open up. Switch directions. Good. We're going to go ahead and do a couple big arm rotations. We're going to be doing some more of these later on as a little bit of our arm conditioning. So don't tire yourself out too much. This is just to loosen up the shoulders, go ahead and switch directions, and get them ready for the next 30 minutes. Good. Go ahead and give your arms a couple swings. Perfect. All right, we're going to move into the hips. Even though we're not focusing on the lower body today, we're not going to be doing much conditioning of the lower body, but we will still be stretching at the end. Those are going to be lower body things. So it's always good to, when we do an exercise, even if we're focusing somewhere specific, to warm up throughout the whole body, because if something is tight in my leg, it could have implications for tightness in one side of my body. And we want to be as even and as loose as possible so that we can get the most out of whatever we do. So we're going to start with whatever side you want. Do some hip openers. and switch directions on those. Good. Same leg that you just opened. We're going to go ahead and stand on one leg. Make sure you don't have anything behind you that you're going to kick. And we're just going to do a few forward, backward swings. Just kind of loosen up. Now we're going to do some side to side. So sideways in front of your standing leg. If you have something to hold on here, that can help too. Good. Switch legs. We're going to start with the opening. Switch directions. Go ahead and do that forward, backward kick, swing, whatever you want to call it. If you lose balance, it's okay. Just trying to loosen things up. Go ahead and do that side body swing. Good. All right. Perfect. So hopefully everyone is warmed up. The way we're going to do this next section is I have a bunch of shoulder, arm, wrist, and hand finger exercises that we're going to do. And we're going to do the whole set of everything 2 times. And I'm going to be doing timed sets. So each exercise we're going to do for 30 seconds. So if you feel tired or you need a break, you can either sub out that exercise for an exercise that's easier. You can do a few reps of that exercise and then rest for the rest of the 30 seconds. Or if you're really tired, you can just take that 30 seconds off and jump back in when we get to the next set. So I'll be telling you when the 30 seconds is up and when we're ready to start the next exercise. So go ahead and find a spot on your mat. We're going to set up our chair. The way we're going to be using this is basically just we want something that our arm can rest on so that we're not having to hold it up. Because the exercise we're going to be doing with these are wrist curls. So we're going to be doing wrist curls like this, and then we're also going to be doing curls like this. And we want to really try to isolate that movement to our forearm, so we don't want to have to be holding up to the water bottle as we do it. So have your chair and water bottle ready. We're going to start on our mats. We're going to just start with a simple arm stretch, just like we do when we warm up. We're just going to walk our hands out. Go ahead and get them in any direction. If they feel tighter in one spot, you can hold them there for a second. Next, we're going to go ahead and sit back, hands up, and we're going to do some hand flexing. We're going to try to keep our hands as engaged as possible when we move them up, so we're really using those muscles in the hands and the forearms and the wrists. Now, leaving the hands straight up, we're going to just do that. We're going to curl our fingers down to our palm. And we want to try to keep the back of our hand as flat and still as possible. It's a little tricky. Very best. Also try to focus on keeping your arms straight. You should start to feel this in the backs of your hands. Now we're going to extend the fingers and rotate the palms. Keeping the hands flexed and engaged. And the arms straight. Rotate them as far as you can. You want to also focus on having your shoulders relaxed and down, not up near your ears. The key to these is keeping our arms out and engaged the whole time. We should be feeling a burn in the forearm here. All right, keep those arms out. Now we're going to do firework hands. Really ball up the fingers into a fist and really explode outwards. Remember to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Quick shake out and come over to your chair. We're going to start with 15 wrist curls. So go ahead and get pretty close to your chair, and this one is going up and then slowly down. Three more. Good. Go ahead and switch arms. Same thing. Three more. Good. Go ahead and switch back to your first arm. This time we're going to be, before we were holding the bottle from the top, so you're just going to flip it over, and you're going to kind of let your wrist relax here, because we're going to be curling up for 15. Three more. Go ahead and switch arms. I was counting to 20 on accident. That was good. All right. Go ahead and put your chair off to the side. We still have one more round of those, so don't put it all the way down yet. And you can go ahead and sit down. We're going to be doing arm circles. So tiny circles with the arms outstretched right to the side. It may look like I'm just going up and down, but I'm actually doing very small circles. Now we're going to do big circles. Try to keep them nice and controlled the whole time so that you know that your shoulder is engaged and you're not just throwing your arms around. Back to small circles. I feel it in my arms, and I wonder, hope you guys do too. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to do some shoulder push-ups. So we're not going to be doing a true push-up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into our push-up position. And what we're focusing on is the very top part of our spine, in between our shoulder blades. We're going to be raising that up, really pressing away through our shoulders, but limiting it to that part of the spine. We're not trying to press up through our hips or anything else, just that top part of the spine, and then sinking down. And we're going to try to do 10 of those. Go ahead and you can do this in a modified push-up position, or you can do it in a full push-up position, your choice. Nice and slow. You want to focus on having your elbow crease turned forward, and your hands really engaged in the floor. Good job. Finish up your set if you're not quite done. As the last part of this first round, we're going to be doing our downward dog active resting position. So as soon as you finish the shoulder push-ups, go ahead and get into your down dog. Again, here we're pushing through the shoulders, opening the chest towards our knees or the ground. If you need to bend your knees in this, you can. If you need to walk out your feet, you can. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to do one more set of those. So we're going to start again on our hands and knees. We're going to start just by walking out our hands again. All positions, really just moving them around. Try to keep your core engaged this whole time by drawing your belly button back towards your spine, so nothing's just hanging around. Good. Go ahead and sit back on your heels, hands out in front of you, and we're going to do our hand raises. Hands stay up. This time we bend down the fingers. Keep the arms straight. Let them bend at the wrists or the elbows. Those of you who have me in the Team Tufas class know that I mix up my body parts when I teach, so bear with me. All right, extend those fingers and go into your rotations. Remember to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Almost there. You got this. One quick shake. Hands go back out in front. Open and close fists. Really shoot those fingers out of the fists and really pull them back in. Remember to keep the shoulders relaxed. Down away from your ears. There should be engaged. Good. All right. At this point, you can get your chair back. Let's start with our wrist curls, holding the bottle from the top for 15. Switch hands. Three more. Good. Switch arms again, this time holding the bottle from the underside. 15 of these. Three more. Switch arms. Good. Go ahead and sit your chair off to the side again. That's the last time we need it for today. And arms out, we're going to do tiny circles. You will need to stand up to do this instead of being on your knees, that's fine. And go into big circles. Back to small circles. Remember, try to keep them very controlled. Over there. All right. Good. All right. Our next is our shoulder push-ups. I'll show you one other variation for these. You can also be on all fours. And basically, your upward position in this, you're going to think like a cat-cow position. You're going to go ahead and do 10. Press away. Pull belly button up to the spine. Elbow creases pointing forward. Hands really firmly pressing into the ground. All 5 fingers. finish up your 10. We're going to be in our last downward facing dog. So go ahead and press yourself back into down dog. You're going to hang out here for a while, so make yourself comfortable. All right. So forward. Last little thing we're going to do is just a short finger work. As a lot of us have been climbing, we want to be a little bit careful with our fingers because they're not under the stress that we are normally putting on them as climbers. So we don't want to work them too hard, but we do want to keep them in shape for when we go back to climbing so we don't get injured. So we're going to go ahead and go onto, you're going to start on all fours. You might want to shift back a little bit. It's up to you how much weight is in your hands. The more weight in your hands, or the more forward you are, the harder this is. So choose a position that's okay for you. Plant your palms really firmly in the ground. And make sure that all 5 of your fingertips have a spot to be. We're going to just press up with our fingertips. We're trying to keep our fingers curved. We don't want to flatten them out too much. Five more. 2. Good. So same thing, but this time we're going to be planting our big hands and coming forward onto our just the front few fingers. Three more. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Great. So, I don't know about you, my arms don't feel that bad right now, but during those exercises, it definitely makes your muscles burn. So, these are great things to do as part of your warm-up or as part of your regular conditioning. So just work those small muscles in your arms, your shoulders, your fingers to help them prepare for when you get back to climbing. We're going to go ahead and move into our cool down now. We need to cool down since it's so warm outside. So go ahead and make sure you have a clear spot with your mat or the floor. We're going to go ahead and start standing. We're going to start with our forward fold. You can grab your elbows and sway side to side if you want. Or you can just hang. Take a breath in and come halfway up. And then release all that air and see if you can come down just a little bit farther. Go ahead and plant your hands in front of you to take a little bit of the weight. Bend your knees. Pick up one foot and cross it over the other. Come halfway up and come back down. Plant your hands, bend the knees, unwrap those feet, and switch. Big breath in, breathe out, and come down again. Breath in, unwrap the legs. This time we're going to walk our feet out. We're going to come into a wide forward fold. This one can feel kind of nice if we grab our hands and kind of rock side to side. You can bend your knees a little bit. Let your hands in front of you. Choose a foot, walk around to that foot, and we're going to come into a high lunge. You're going to walk that foot out so that your hands are both on the inside, and you're just going to kind of drop the hips in here and pull this hip down and forward. Go ahead and straighten that front leg, straighten the back leg. Or you can either bring the back leg down, straighten the front leg. Walk back into your forward fold. Take a little hang here for just a second before you walk back to your other foot. Come to that high lunge with your hands inside. Pull that outside hip down and back. Drop the back knee to the floor. Straighten out the front leg. This time you're going to be pulling your extended legs hip back so that it's pulling, and you should feel that stretch on the back of that extended leg. And then come forward. Just come up. And come back into your down dog for a little bit. Here you can pedal out the legs. You can lift one leg up and over, stretch it out. Bend one leg. Bend both legs. You can bring your arms down. Any variation of this. Perfect. Moving on to our hands and knees. We go ahead and do some cat-cows. So really try to engage your breath. Good. All right. Go ahead and kneel back on your ankles. We're going to go ahead and reach one arm across, and we're just going to do a real gentle shoulder stretch here. Release, press the arms back, bring your opposite arm over. Release. Go ahead and shift so you're sitting down. Cross one leg under, one leg over. I have my right leg on top, so I'm going to put my right arm over my left arm. Play around with where your arms are, if they're high, if they're low, if they're pressing out, if they're coming in towards you. Wherever you feel that stretch in your shoulders. Unwrap the arms. Place them behind you so you can untangle your legs. Switch whichever leg is on top and bottom. And right now my left leg is on top, so my left arm is on top. Unwrap the arms. Place your hands behind you. Wrap the legs. We're going to go into our butterfly pose. So try to keep your back sitting up straight. If you can't have your feet all the way in and your back straight, if your back looks like this, when you try to bring your feet in, put your feet out as far as they need to so that your back can stay straight. You can move your butterfly legs, you can press them down with your elbows and rock side to side. That feels kind of nice. Whatever feels best for you. Go ahead and extend our legs into a forward facing straddle. We're going to stretch to the middle first. Again, trying to keep our back kind of straight. We don't want to be totally curved, hunched up. So keeping our back straight, our chest open, we don't want to be closed in. Walk your hands back up. Walk to the right side. You can place your arm on the ground and reach over so you can get a nice side stretch. Walk your hands over to the other side. Back up. And we're going to end today with a little child's pose just to stretch out our shoulders. You can go ahead and start on sitting down on your heels. You can widen out your knees if you need to. We're going to just reach forward. We're going to let our necks relax so that our forehead is on the mat or the floor. But we want to be active in our hands. We don't want our forearms to be resting on the ground. We want to hover them right above the floor. Really walk your hands forward and then pull back with your hips. Our hips are pushing backwards so that we feel a little stretch in our shoulders. can also send your arms backwards and just rest on your head. Great job. All right, everyone. Thank you so much to those of you who joined me today. I hope that you'll come back next week when we will have another class with another focus. We'll provide you with some more cool climbers you can check out. Make sure you click on those links in the description and check out Sabrina Chapman. And if you have been enjoying these videos, feel free to support us at Tufas by donating to our Tufas Employee Relief Fund, also in the link below. And I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. So thanks, everyone. See you next week.